an 11% rebate on everything. Save big.
Fox.
Violations of people's civil rights.
I have never picked
May I
up
finish,
the phone
please? And you have specifically solicited it, and now you are benefiting from it.
Fox Chicago hosting the debate for Dick Durbin's Senate seat as election season ramps up.
A family searching for answers in the case of a missing local man, his impact on the local community, bringing an outpouring of support.
Live from Chicago, this is Fox 32 News at 9.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Schneider.
I'm Dawn Hasbrook. It has been nearly 3 months since anyone has seen 59-year-old Dan Davis. He was reported missing in November, and his family has been searching for him ever since.
Tonight, the family is taking their search efforts nationwide. Leslie Moreno has been following this story from day one. Leslie.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, family says it feels as though he vanished. They say they have not been able to locate Dan, his keys, his phone, or his wallet that he had on him that night he went missing. Family is hoping this weekend's search efforts will lead to some clues.
For 3 months now, family has been desperately searching for Dan Davis.
Best case scenario is that my dad is, again, being taken care of in a hospital somewhere.
He was last seen on November 26 on Bourbon Street in Blue Island, where he's worked for the last 25 years. According to family, a Cook County Sheriff deputy gave Dan a ride following a crash he was involved in. Family says he appears to be disoriented and may have suffered a medical emergency based on clues from body cam footage. Since then, several search efforts have been organized involving drones, divers, canine teams, and volunteers.
We're out here with metal detectors and stuff looking for my dad's phone and wallet and keys and his hat, like stuff like little possessions and stuff like that. We still haven't even found.
This weekend, family is expanding those efforts with Find Dan Day, where people from anywhere in the country can help search either online by sharing his flyer or on foot.
So there's going to be some zone maps released like what we've done in the past, so people can choose their section, stick to that area for the day, and do some door-to-door. They can hand out flyers. There's a bunch of different ideas for that. And then people who want to help remotely, they can make posts about my dad. They can share stuff on social media. They can call their local hospital.
Family has also been turning to social media for help.
My dad is Dan Davis. He's been missing from the Chicago.
Millions of people.
Everyone asks me what my gut feeling is, and maybe I'm not good at reading my gut or whatever, but I mean, I truly have no better idea than the next person. We're just trying to find anything at this point.
Nearly 50,000 people have also joined a Find Dan Davis Facebook group with members from across the country sharing his photo, flyers, and possible leads.
My dad would never, ever, ever do this to his job. He wouldn't do it to me, especially around the holidays. He wouldn't do it to his friends that he sees every single day. Like, he's not the type of guy that would just like go off grid without telling anybody.
Find Dan Davis Day will be this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. If you'd like to assist with that search, we'll have all those details on foxchicago.com.
So she was saying he would never do this to anyone. What did he mean to the community?
Yeah, aside from being a loving father and husband, he has worked at Bourbon Street, which is a music venue in the area. He's been there for 25 years. So the daughter says he was a creative genius. Everybody knew him and loved him. And you can certainly tell when you go there, you see his face on the flyers everywhere. So they're really hoping that, you know, something will come out from this weekend search. They haven't found his phone, his keys, not a single thing.
Hopefully they get some answers.
Yeah. Thanks, Leslie.
Running on a platform of people over profits, where millionaires, billionaires, and corporations should finally pay their fair share of taxes.
Everything is too expensive. I want to see us pass a $25 an hour minimum wage.
We need to do more of that. We got to break some of this monopoly power that large corporations have in the food industry.
We are leaning right into election season with the primaries coming up in March.
Fox Chicago hosting debates for the next few days. Tonight, the focus was on Dick Durbin's Illinois Senate seat. Political reporter Paris Schutz asked the candidates about their plans to tackle stagnant job growth and population decline.
In that 9th ward, you could see the tourism, you could see the economic growth, you could see businesses that have come in. And as the U.S. Senator, I'm running on a platform of people over profits, where millionaires, billionaires, and corporations finally pay their fair share. And one part of that is economic investment in economic development and economic growth, so there's economic opportunity.
When we attract businesses, they are able to hire Illinoisans. But I also want to point out the investments that we've made in education, from early childhood to K through 12 to higher education and career and technical education. All of that is helpful for making sure that young people are prepared for the jobs of today and tomorrow, and making sure that everyone has an access to opportunity. That's the kind of work I want to do in Washington, D.C. as the next United States Senator.
Part of it is due to some Trump administration policies, including blanket tariffs on everything from everywhere. That has particularly hurt Illinois in part because so many of our imports come from Canada, for instance, and then our farmers are caught in the crosshairs where they both have to face higher prices on their inputs and then counter tariffs on their exports to China and other places. But so one thing that I've done is try to reclaim the tariff power that Trump has taken away from the people.
Now, this was an hour-long debate that, for the most part, was pretty cordial between the three candidates, although things did get a little heated between the lieutenant governor and Congressman Krishnamurthy over the issue of campaign money. Take a look.
I do want to just say to Congressman Krishnamurthy, you know, you talk about wanting to see it, you know, abolish Trump's ICE, but we also know that you have voted to thank ICE, you voted to fund ICE, and you have taken money from ICE contractors. That does not give anyone confidence that you're going to be someone who stands up to ICE.
And to clarify, you're referring to an executive from the company Palantir who is ICE contract. This is a controversial company.
With regard to Palantir, I donated the money when it came to my attention to 3 migrant groups. But what's very interesting, and with regard to that resolution that you mentioned, it was about condemning anti-Semitism, and you know that. You know better than to say that it was about merely thanking ICE. On the other hand, what we've learned in the last week is very disturbing, which is that, unfortunately, your super PAC received hundreds of thousands of dollars from Core Civic, the largest private prison contractor in the country. You received money from Core Civic, which operated Broadview. Core Civic is one of those entities that has been routinely investigated for violations of the law, violations of people's civil rights.
I have never picked up the phone,
please? And you have specifically solicited it, and now you are benefiting from it.
Never picked up the phone.
You're benefiting from it right now.
Never picked up the phone.
Unfortunately, that's unfortunate.
Congresswoman Kelly, do you,
for a donation
all right,
like
so
you
do you
did?
Well, tomorrow night on a special edition of the Chicago Report, it is round 2, this time for Cook County Board President, where incumbent Tony Preckwinkle is being challenged by Alderman Brendan Riley. That's tomorrow right here on Fox Chicago from 6 to 7 p.m. Meanwhile, keep it right here.
More ahead on the news at 9.
Is there a utility affordability crisis in Northwest Indiana? I'm Brett Bagansky. Coming up, we're going to show you why one consumer advocacy group says this is a problem 15 years in the making.
And we had record warm temperatures today. Some locations actually tagged 70 degrees. And guess what? The spring-like warmth, it's not going anywhere just yet. Those details coming up.
People continue to complain about their high NIPSCO energy bills.
A consumer group says it has become an affordability crisis that is 15 years in the making. In this follow-up, Brett Pagansky shows you how you, the consumer, can change that.
Do they know how many people they're affecting?
You've heard from several NIPSCO customers.
At this point, anything counts. I'm trying to work as much hours as I can and trying to catch up.
Many struggling to make ends meet.
No to NIPSCO! No to NIPSCO!
Resulting in protests outside of NIPSCO offices. What is your message to state lawmakers when they see this?
My message to state lawmakers is, just like the midterms coming around, you are not safe. You are not safe.
We point the finger to, in a large part, to the legislature and the favorable policies that have been passed over the last 15 years.
Kerwin Olson is the executive director of Citizens Action Coalition, who pointed at 3 bills which essentially made it legal for companies like NIPSCO to get reimbursed for billions of dollars for their infrastructure projects. And you're paying for it.
We are focused on job creation, growing the tax base first. I don't want to put all the blame on the General Assembly, because we certainly believe that the Commission could have been doing more over these years in terms of protecting customers.
The good news is your voice is being heard. The legislators and the people in Indianapolis, they know that you're at the breaking point with these rates.
In 2026, Indiana lawmakers are considering bills designed to give you more certainty and hold companies like NIPSCO more accountable for any utility rate increases.
Eliminating the sales tax on utility bills is a major structural revenue change.
But so far, lawmakers have not given residents any immediate financial relief.
Is there a real concern from some lawmakers about getting voted out of office because of this very issue?
Affordability is a top-notch issue. We've seen some election results sort of go in unexpected ways across the country in recent days. They know folks are paying attention, and I think folks are concerned about outcomes at the ballot box.
Brett Pagansky, Fox Chicago.
A shooting at a high school hockey game in Rhode Island leaves 3 people dead, including the suspect. 3 others are also critically injured. It happened at an arena just north of Providence. Investigators have not shared details about the victims or the suspect, but believe the shooting may have started as a family dispute. Police are continuing to investigate.
Hollywood has lost another giant. Legendary Academy Award-winning actor Robert Duvall has died. Widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of all time, over his 7-decade-long career, he shined in classic films, including The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and Tender Mercies.
Let's take a live look outside right now. It is still warm, relatively speaking, for people out there. We keep checking our phones because in some areas it's still 50, Emily.
Yeah, that's right. So we were very, very mild today, of course. And I think a lot of people were really excited to take advantage of it. Yes. But it wasn't just warm. We had record warmth today. So typically for this time of the year, your average highs are right around 36 degrees. And we topped out at 65 at O'Hare. The record high temperature, the previous one anyway, was 58 degrees, set back in 1921. So again, record warmth for the city of Chicago today. And just keep in mind that average for this time of the year is right around 36. Average low temperature is right around 22. Now, your high temperatures elsewhere, 68 degrees in Joliet, same thing in Aurora. We actually hit 70 out in LaSalle, 67 in Morris, 63 in Rensselaer, same thing in Valparaiso, made it to 66 in Gary, 61 in Michigan City, and 64 degrees in Waukegan. So futurecast, we do have a weak little cold front. I almost don't even want to call it a cold front. We'll call it just a boundary that's beginning to sink to the south and the east, because we're not going to notice much in the way of a temperature difference, but there has been enough convergence to where there's actually been a little bit of rain shower activity that's developed over Lake and McHenry counties this evening. A lot of that's already moving out over Lake Michigan, so we're going to begin to clear things back out again. And that cold front's very quickly going to be replaced with a warm front. So going into early tomorrow morning, things look great. I think we're waking up to a lot of temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s, so it's going to be a mild start. However, during the afternoon and evening, we're going to start to see some rain beginning to build in. Now, I don't think it's going to be quite as widespread as what this particular model is showing us, but I do expect scattered rain showers to build in tomorrow evening. That's going to last into Tuesday night. However, by Wednesday morning, we're already clearing things back out again. So once this frontal boundary moves through, prior to daybreak on Wednesday, it's going to pull in some drier air. So we're going to clear out the cloud cover. Lots of sunshine expected for your Wednesday. And Temperatures are going right back up into the 60s by the middle portion of this week. So if you didn't have a chance to enjoy that today, I think you're going to have plenty of opportunities throughout the remainder of this week. 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, 54. We'll have that chance of rain during the evening into the overnight. We'll dry things out on Wednesday, Thursday night into Friday. We have another system coming through, and that storm system is actually going to bring in some colder air. So I think going into the weekend, that's when we see temperatures back down to the 30s and 40s. Let's take a check of your weather pick of the day. This one coming to us from David and Julia. Gorgeous shot here of their little dog out at the beach. And you can see that we still have those ice shelves. So by the way, everybody, those are very dangerous to be out on, so don't walk out onto them. But nonetheless, gorgeous scene. Thank you so much for sharing that. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Emily. The secrets behind the stitches. Work from a nationally acclaimed quilter is going up at the Obama Center. The inspiration behind the designs.
Well, sunshine came to the South Side tonight. An artist who's being featured in the Obama Presidential Center shared his creative secrets.
His name is Sunshine Joe because he infuses brilliant color in his work. And Joni Lum is here with the story.
Hey there. Sunshine Joe brought his brilliance to Hyde Park tonight. He was the featured speaker at Augustana Lutheran Church for Black History Month, telling tales through textiles. Sunshine Joe Mallard makes quilts. He's the rock star of the sewing circle because one of his creations will be displayed at the Barack Obama Presidential Center when it opens.
A dream come true. When I created the quilt, I wanted to get it there, but I didn't know how I would get it there.
Typically, quilts contain family history, scraps from worn clothing patched together to form a warm blanket. Sunshine Joe's quilts stitch together periods of history in colors that attract and provoke. Layers of embroidery thread and textiles celebrating African American life, music, and history.
They provoke thought. And as you look at it closer, I guess the colors grab your attention, but the words and messages is what draws you into it.
Every stitch knotted by hand. Years of determination now making history.
I don't think anybody is taking a needle and thread over a variety of subjects to record history as it occurs.
Sunshine Joe lives in Louisville. Before his event, he got to see the Obama Center, still under construction. It was the highlight of his trip to Chicago.
You know, Jenny, I think Don would agree. We all have quilts that have been handed down to us through our own families, but I don't think any of us have seen quilts quite that elaborate.
Yeah.
Did he talk to you about, you know, handling that work and how long it took? It's just such intricate
the
work.
embroidery alone.
Exactly, right? So I asked him because it looks painful, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Because, you know, a needle through fabric.
Right.
He ties a knot after every stitch. But he does this like 4 or 5 hours a day, every day. He's like an athlete, so his muscle memory is much different and very unusual. And he's in his 80s, and he does this every day.
Looks great.
He does.
Strong hands.
It's keeping him young.
Good eyes.
All right, Joni,
Joni,
thanks very much. We'll keep it right here.
One final check of the forecast is ahead. Plus, Fox Chicago highlighting famous Chicagoans during Black History Month. Today, we're focusing on the late, great comedian Bernie Mac. Bernard Jeffrey McCullough was born and raised on the South Side in 1957, gained popularity, as you know, in stand-up comedy. He also appeared in several movies, his own show. He died in 2008.
So we've been talking about cars and the fact that it's been so cold for so long, so much salt on the road.
Yeah.
One car wash isn't getting it done.
No. Emily didn't even recognize her car.
I know. I walked right past it in the parking garage the other night, and that's how you know it's really bad, right? car wash lines have been insane the last couple of days. And you know what? I think it's going to continue. We do have rain in the forecast on and off throughout the next couple of days, but it's actually coming at really convenient times. I think for a lot of us, it's going to be during the overnight. So tomorrow, daytime hours looking pretty good. It's not until the late evening hours that we really start to see the showers moving in on Tuesday. That's going to last into Tuesday night. It's out of here by Wednesday. Temperatures again look so nice. We're going to be right around 64 degrees for your high on Wednesday afternoon. So if you didn't get an opportunity to enjoy today's 60s, we've got another one coming our way on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, first half of the day looks fine. Second half, we're going to have showers, maybe even a couple thunderstorms too. I've been keeping a close eye on forecast trends here of the last few days. Still doesn't look like we're going to be seeing stronger, severe thunderstorms Thursday night into early morning Friday, but nonetheless, when you're dealing with warmth kind of coming in on the heels of some very cold air, usually you can see some thunderstorms developing. So we're going to be watching for that Thursday night into Friday. The weekend, though, looking dry, and I know it's colder than what we're experiencing, but average is 36. So a 40 isn't so bad.
Complain.
No.
Well, we still can complain.
You can be happy about it, Scott.
Hey, thanks for watching at 9. Remember, you can catch us anytime on your smart TV. It's Fox Local. We're on all the streaming platforms. Always start your day with Good Day Chicago. CST is straight ahead.
Have a great night. Good night.